But yeah, the reason that I'm wearing the GAA top is because I'm going to start with this. So this is a tweet from a Loyalist community representative, in air quotes, as they call themselves. I don't really know. I know the guy's name. Richard Garland is his name. There's it there. I'll get that up. So I'll put that on the screen. So there you go. So this is why I'm wearing this top. Because of this tweet. Now, just get my desk tidied up here. 1, 2, just get my levels. Sorry, I'm blowing the mic out there a wee bit. So this tweet, it's on the screen there. I'll read it out to you guys listening. Down for a bit of engagement to give East Belfast hurlers a bit of support tonight. Really interesting to learn about the sport and about the efforts being made to make it more inclusive. Wishing all their teams the best for the season ahead. Now, that's nice, isn't it? It's kind of cool, you know, a Loyalist guy finally, you know, getting on board that going down and visiting East Belfast GAA, which is exactly what you need, exactly what you want. That's where East Belfast is based. East Belfast, the GAA is based in the community that this guy lives. He's a Loyalist spokesperson, I think. I'm not absolutely... if I've got that wrong, please forgive me. I don't follow these guys on Twitter or on social media. You know, the Jamie Brysons and those guys. I've him blocked, actually. He's a troll. But I think this guy's supposed to be sort of dead on as far as that goes. But this really... I know, and I don't... Please forgive me. I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to sound like I'm being a prickly asshole, just taking offence at everything and all that. It's not what I mean to do. I'm delighted that he went down, but I do feel that he got a wee dig to the ribs. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. I might be just being a wee bit oversensitive about this. And I could be. I might be guilty of that. I might be guilty of being a bit oversensitive. As someone who loves GAA, loves Armagh GAA, even though I'm wearing Tipperary top. I bought this the other day. That's why I'm wearing it, because I do like it. But there was something that he said in the tweet, and it's that line there where he says about delighted to learn about the sport and about the efforts being made to make it more inclusive. Now, again, I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. What does he mean by more inclusive? The GAA is completely inclusive. The current GAA hurling ambassador is a guy called Aboud, an Iranian Muslim guy who's now an Irish citizen. And he's doing great work, actually. I follow him on Twitter. He's brilliant. I'm a big fan, actually. You know, GAA clubs are full of girls teams and camogie teams and girls football, and I know the girls football has to be incorporated fully into the GAA family, but the GAA clubs, you know, facilitate that. So it couldn't be more inclusive. There's no religious requirements, unlike being in the Orange Order, for example, where you can't be in it if you're a Catholic. You can't be a full member of it. You can't be a member of it at all. I don't know what the requirements are for women, though. With that, I don't think you can be an orange man, obviously. Maybe you can these days. You can be whatever you fucking want, can't you? We drink a look, you see it there. So, that kind of bugged me. It really did. To make it more inclusive. Well, you can't make it more inclusive because it is completely inclusive. There's nothing more you can do. And this goes down the road to, and then... So I was sitting in the house the other night, and I seen that I didn't reply, and it took me all my willpower not to reply, and here I am doing a fucking video on it. But you can see on the screen some of the replies. The people did reply. As this guy Derry Lee says, so nobody pulled an Armalite out of a kit bag, given that some would have you believe that they're the sporting wing of the ARA, and that sort of comes, that's sort of the point, really. The Richard Garland here, and again, fair play to him for going down. He's going to get, I imagine he's going to get a bit of grief for this from certain members of his own community, and he's going to get congratulated and told well done by others as well. So, but members of the Loyalist and Unionist community have been told that the GAA are just that, the sporting wing of the ARA, all their lives for decades. People like Gregory Campbell and the like are still at it to this day, and they always sort of believed that the GAA was set up, to train young people how to do marching drills and how to strip a fucking rifle in the dark, and there's still a lot of that going on. So his tweet kind of informs that lack of education, that upbringing with regards to the GAA, to make it more inclusive. It can't be any more inclusive. It is completely inclusive. You can be whatever you want within the GAA. There are no prerequisite requirements. I'm a member. I enjoy the facilities at 3 GAA clubs in my town: St Peter's, Clonard, and Clonagale. And they're fantastic. They're brilliant facilities, brilliant clubs, doing amazing work in the community. And I love them. I think they're brilliant. And I think that's why I got a bit annoyed. I think that's why I got a bit pissed off at the tweet, because it sort of implies that they're not just these brilliant things, and they are these brilliant things. We saw that one of the things that blew my mind, I spoke about it in previous podcasts about how the GAA led the government in Ireland's response to COVID. And the reason that they were able to do that was because they're so intrinsically threaded throughout every town in Ireland, more or less. There'd be a few particularly Protestant towns, but don't have in the north here that don't have a GAA club, but not too many. And because they're part of every community, more or less, they were able to go, no, we're shutting it down. And when they shut it down, then the government sort of followed them, and then the government took over and sort of led the response after that. But it was the GAA was able to do that, and I love the GAA. I think the GAA is a fantastic. It's not without. It's not that it's beyond criticism. Of course it is. It's not perfect. Nothing is. But I just don't like that, and it did bug me. Make it more inclusive. It's fucking as inclusive as it can be. There's nothing else So. The guy says it's a sporting wing of the ARA, so that was Derry Lee's tweet, and then someone says underneath, for God's sake, would you stop it? If you can't say something good, say nothing. And Derry Lee says, I'm not attacking Richard, I liked his tweet. It's others from his community that my comment was aimed at. And Tony says, don't feed them so. Too much hate as it is. And that's all good, Noel. And that was the end of that exchange. Now, there's one here. It was hidden. Oh, the tweet author. So somebody tweeted something hateful and got a response, and then they took it down. Now, people are saying here, Colin Nugent says, credit to you, Richard. I'm sure you'll give a bit of guff for it, but it's a step in the right direction. Both communities can learn from you. And that's fair enough. There's nothing wrong. But it's this sort of, for me, the whole point. The reason I'm just going to finish again. I'm going to finish on this. I just don't like that. There's something, It's great that Richard's going there. It really is. It's brilliant, and it is. It is great. But I'm thinking about what the guy Tony said. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And that's what sort of the response I took in not replying. Because what I wanted to say was basically, it's great that you're there, but it can't be more inclusive. And the reason that you think there might be something going on is because you've been lied to by your political class and other members of your society your entire fucking life. And there's nothing wrong with it. The GAA is a wonderful organisation, open and welcome to all and everybody. We saw the controversy, it's still at it, the controversy there a few weeks ago about the PSNI pulling out from a tournament. And then the media, the Belfast Telegraph and the newsletter, the newsletter were implying that there was security concerns on the PSNI because of the other teams were it was almost like they were going to threaten the PSNI GAA team. But that wasn't the story at all. The story was that the PSNI withdrew voluntarily because the team list of the list of teams that were playing in the tournament had been released, and then that compromised their security. They felt that they should just be on the right side to be safe, should withdraw. But it was nothing to do with the other clubs or the other teams. The other teams and clubs were happy to play. In fact, I would say they must have knew that the PSNI were going to be playing whenever they signed up. So, you know, it's that. That's basically what it is. Does that make sense? And fair play to Richard Garland going down to East Belfast GAA, and I hope there's many, many more like him do the same. And I don't mean to criticise, and Richard there, I don't know him at all really, and I don't follow him on Twitter. This crossed my timeline. Somebody else, actually Derry Lee there, we follow each other, so he commented and that popped up on my timeline. That's what that was, I think. So fair play to Richard, but yeah, get your head out of that the propaganda that you've been drinking your entire life. The GAA is a wonderful organisation, and it can't be any more inclusive than it already is.